Welcome to Big If True, Season 2, On the Road. Our team drove roughly 350 kilometers north of Toronto for this, the Eganville Leader, a paper that's more than a century old. Founded and independently owned since 1902, it's the largest paid circulation newspaper in Renfrew County, and it is shutting down. The last edition of this paper will be published in February 2026, but the Eganville Leader isn't alone. Hundreds of local newspapers, radio stations, and TV channels have closed down in recent years, right across the country, leaving behind what some call news deserts, communities with little to no reliable local information. Now, Eganville is not there yet, but what happens when this is gone? Hey, the publisher
Molly.
himself.
How are you?
Gerald, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. Come on in.
Okay, got some hardware on the walls? For more than 50 years, Gerald Tracy has worked at this Eganville paper.
Molly, this is Judy.
Hey, Judy.
Judy has been with us 35 years.
Wow.
Almost like a little sister. Anna is the newest addition to our staff. Almost a year. She is the little sister.
Okay.
And in here we have Ottawa's Alex Lambert,
Hey,
a
Alex.
young journalist graduate from Algonquin College.
Amazing. Close-knit group here.
Like a family.
For Gerald, the paper isn't just a business, it's a family legacy.
This is my father, Ambrose Tracy. He and his brother Sylvester purchased the paper from Patty in 1944.
Gerald has been working here full-time since he was a teenager, but it's all coming to an end in just a few months.
I'm 72. I've had a couple of health scares. I've had a triple bypass, survived no problem. This past year I had to have a pacemaker put in. So I just got thinking, you know, at that point, it's time to make a move.
How difficult was it to say we're going to close the doors?
It's the toughest, hardest decision I've ever made in my life.
That decision also comes as eyeballs and ad dollars increasingly go online. Still, the reach of this small town newspaper is impressive. Even in a digital world, the paper routinely prints 5,700 copies a week. What is the loss to the community if this paper goes away?
Well, the loss to this community and the wider Renfrew County community is that there's not going to be anyone reporting on what's happening at municipal council meetings, which is number one.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that people are going to be like a mushroom, kept in the dark and fed you know what.
Who's going to hold politicians accountable?
Well, that's the thing. Nobody is going to. Is Facebook going to hold them accountable? You can put anything on social media and get away with it. You don't have to back it up with any facts. And a lot of people swallow this information hook, line, and sinker.
Do you see misinformation swirling in this community?
It's happening all the time. If we respond to a breaking news story, whether it's a house fire, a commercial business fire, a fatality out of town on one of the roadways, you would not believe what's on Facebook by the time we get back to the office.
Give me an example.
Well, we had a fatality just 2 kilometers out of town. When I got back to the office, it was already on Facebook. There were 3 people killed, and one was a flagman who was working in the construction zone. He was killed. And I said, where is this garbage coming from? I was just there.
You were on site.
I was on site.
The truth? One person was tragically killed, not 3. And it was a driver, not a flagman.
And that happens all the time. Like, people they don't think, they just guess.
Loyal to his craft, Gerald has refused to join social media. But soon, he may not have a choice. So where will you get your news?
Where will I get my news? Well, you know what? My wife and I, we have talked about that for the last year since we made the decision to close this. And I said, what are we going to do? She says, I think we might have to get a Facebook account. That's the last thing I want is a Facebook. I want news. I don't want to know what so-and-so had for lunch or dinner at the restaurant last night. Where am I going to get the news? Good question. You talk about news deserts? We are in for one of the larger news deserts in a rural area.